Good morning. Oh, y'all are already here. I didn't know there was a Greece, New York. I had no idea. Becky, Brenda, Kayla, Mary, Heidi, Rita Lynn, Diane, thank you for joining me this morning. Okay, before we get started, let me ask y'all what I should do. Okay, I told y'all I had poison ivy. And the reason I say I have poison ivy is because I woke up that morning just itching like crazy. And the day that I woke up itching, one of the people that came here that day was a nurse practitioner. So I had her look at it and she said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's poison ivy. So I said, I've got poison ivy. But you see these things right here, and I have them over here. Like I have that, and I have that, and I have that, and I have that, and I have that. Well, and I have that. See, I have it there. This is the worst. Is you see this big old rash right here? Okay, this is not raised. Like it's not raised like poison ivy would be raised. But I sure, this weekend is my chair squeaking. This weekend is the meet and greet, and I'm starting to get look. Okay, I just sorry I have makeup under my. I have one there, and I have one there, and I'm like, okay, these things are starting to spread, and they look like chigger bites. They don't look like I don't. I'm not one to get poison ivy, so I don't really know. But this does not look like. Can you? I don't know if you can tell, but see, it's a big, huge rash right here. And see, that looks like chigger bites. That doesn't look like poison ivy to me. See them? And it's there. So I'm thinking I better go get it checked out because it seems like these are kind of spreading a little bit. And the last thing I want is to go to the meet and greet on Saturday and have these chigger looking bites all over my face. Or what if I'm contagious? I don't think that I'm contagious, but I don't know what it is. What netties? What the heck's that netty? I don't know. And I'm getting one right there. So it's like they're kind of spreading, but they're not. Oh, I have one right here. But see, I have one right there. I had these little red dots, but see, this is all broke out. You see how all that's broke out? And then this is all broke out. This is raised, but this is not raised. So I think I'm going to have to go to the doctor today because I don't know if I've been bit by some. I don't know. I don't want to go to the meet and greet Saturday and have big whelps all over. Big whelps all over my face. So I don't know. I don't like going. You know what I'm afraid of? This is why I don't want to go to the doctor. Because the doctors love to put me on steroids, and I don't know why. And steroids are not good for people with mental health issues. Okay, they make me crazy. They make me depressed. They make me cry. They make me swell up. They make me totally red. And I have been on 2 packs of 2 packs of steroids because of my ears, and I just can't do steroids again. So anyway, let me read some of your comments. Yeah, I've heard about clear nail polish, but I don't know if this is, to me, if this was a chigger bite, I wouldn't have all these big rashes on me. No, I'm not a steroid person, Buffy. They're rough on me, and I don't sleep. Oh, joint pain is awful, girl. I feel you. Good morning, Chris. Cut some chigger weed. Seriously? Yeah, it looks like chiggers to me too. But does chiggers spread? Like bumps are starting to pop up that weren't there, and they itch. It could be allergy. I know that I went and cut my son's property, so I feel like it's something to do with that, but I don't know. Okay. I'm not let's see. I'm not feeling like doing my hair good today. I'm just not feeling it in my soul. Look, who in their right mind would go live with their makeup all under their eyes like this and their hair looking like who'd have thunk it? Your Aunt Judy. You know what? Sometimes, people were like, "Oh, I can't go live because I look terrible." Girl, I look terrible every time I go live. I when I started going live, I just decided I was going to be myself. And because I don't want to have an era that, that I look like a rock star every day or that I feel like a rock star every day. I just said, you know what? The goal of this page is to be myself. And if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, then it just wasn't meant to be. But at the end of the day, I have to be myself. And sometimes people join my live for the first time and they think, "Oh, I'm coming to a farm page. She's got cute animals." And then they see me live putting on makeup and they're like, "I am not watching this video with this girl doing her hair and makeup." Like, and that's okay. But like, I tell people, if you're just joining me live, I have like 400 new followers in 2 days. Okay. It's like my page is growing astronomically. And if you're joining me live for the first time and you're like, "What is she doing? She has got black eyes because she didn't take off her makeup good. Her hair." All I ask you to do is not judge me by the first video. I ask you to stick with me for 30 days. And if you hate my guts and this page is not for you, then unfollow me and go on. But if you will just give me 30 days for you to get to know me and me to get to know you, then you'll see why I put my makeup on in the mornings and you'll see why I do what I do. Okay, I have a confession. I'm out of Kool-Aid. Okay. I forgot to get Kool-Aid the last time I went to the grocery store. And I have a Coke Zero in there that I forgot. Yes, I bought a pack of Coke Zeros. Yes, because this weekend I was at my son's house and I couldn't make a gallon of Kool-Aid. So I'm fixing to go to my refrigerator and get a Coke Zero. Don't judge me. There's times when we just need a Coke Zero. And it is part of my protein package in the mornings. So sometimes people say they want to follow me for makeup tips or nutrition tips. Part of my protein in the morning and my breakfast is a Coke Zero. So if you want to follow me for nutrition tips, so give me just a second. I'm back. Pop open your protein shake because we have a lot to talk about, and go ahead and take a sip. And let's get started. Okay. First of all, I have to tell you what happened this weekend. So when I first started YouTube, if y'all don't know, YouTube was an instant, overnight explosion. So this in April, when I was at the meet and greet, I maybe had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay. Maybe 1,000. And then I met Jason and Brooke. I met Jason and Brooke through Jacqueline. Jacqueline Head and I are really good friends. And she, Cockhill wanted to meet Kalmbach. Kalmbach is good friends with me. Kalmbach is a feed company out of Ohio, and they've been sponsoring me for about 3 years. And I have a very close relationship with Kalmbach. As a matter of fact, in April, I traveled to Kalmbach to meet them in person, all the big wigs. And they did a photo shoot of me, and I'm on all their marketing products. My face, I don't know where my thing is, but I'm on all their marketing material. So that's how close I am to Kalmbach. Well, Jason and Brooke wanted to meet Kalmbach, and they wanted to meet me because Jacqueline told them about me. So Jason and Brooke came to my farm, and I met them. I think I met them. I'm trying to think the first time I met them. I'm pretty sure the first time I met them was April of this past year when we went to the meet and greet. They invited me to come to the meet and greet in Jemison, and I met them there. And then they came to my farm because they bought Mo for me, the goat. Mo came from me. And so they came to see Mo, and they came to see my farm, and they were so impressed by how my animals were so trained that they did a video. And Jason and Brooke are the cutest. Listen, if you've never met them in person, they are sweet in person. They are the real. How I tell you that I want to be myself. Jason and Brooke are themselves on videos. They are not any different when you meet them in person. They are a lovely couple and so sweet. So they came to my farm, and instantly overnight, I had like 13,000 subscribers, and it threw me off because I was like, Jason, I don't even know how to make a YouTube video. Like, help me. So Jason and Brooke and Jacqueline began to help me put together videos. Well, when I was first doing videos, I was getting tore up. Like, people were like, you need a microphone. They were just beating me up. And I was like, these people on YouTube are so mean to me. And it's because majority of them follow Jason and Brooke. Okay. Jason is the master at putting videos together. He has been doing it for 6 or 7 years. So he's already mastered all the technique of putting a video together. Then there's Peon Judy in Coleman, Alabama, that don't know what she's doing. Okay. I'm not a tech savvy person. And I was like, I have 13,000 subscribers, and they're like telling me that my lives are terrible because my Wi-Fi's grainy. So to make a long story short, I was getting, I'm not joking. I must have had 100 people tell me that I needed to buy a microphone. So I messaged Jason. I was like, Jason, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I wanted to bring good content. I don't want to be mediocre. I don't work that way. When I do something, I do it full out. And so I said, Jason, I want to invest. I want people to get to know me. I want people to get to know my mission, and I want people to get to know my farm. And they're telling me I need a microphone. So I'm going to invest in a microphone. So I spent like $300 on a microphone. So this weekend, y'all ready for this? This weekend, Haley, which is this little, I call her little, she's 17, so she's not little, but she's little to me. She used to work for me, and she wanted to do a podcast, and she wants to talk. She is a beauty queen. There's a possibility for her to go to Miss Alabama. Like, she's a little entrepreneur. She was like, Judy, will you please do a podcast with me about mental health? Because she knows that I talk a lot about mental health. And she was like, please help me, because I want to spread awareness about mental health. Well, like, I could say no. A 17-year-old girl that wants to spread awareness about mental health. I was not about to tell her no. So I was like, okay, I'm going to fit this in my schedule somehow. Okay. So she came over here Sunday. I'm going somewhere with this story. So she came over here Sunday, and her boyfriend is, I don't know, he's going into the field of technology. I don't know what the degree is. So he said, "Do you have a microphone?" I said, "Yes, I have a microphone. I spent $300 on this microphone." So I went and got it. And then we realized that Haley didn't have the same technology, so the microphone wouldn't work. So then I take the microphone and I go put it on the golf cart because I'm in a hurry because we're fixing to record. The golf cart is sitting in my garage, and I put the microphone on the golf cart. Okay. We're in the middle of recording, right? Okay. I want you to picture this. Okay. Haley and I are sitting out on my patio. All right. The camera guy, which is her boyfriend, is standing over here with a tripod, a huge tripod with the camera and his phone recording. Okay. My dad is in the garage. Well, it went a little something like this. Y'all can see why I get stressed sometimes. Okay. It went a little something like this. We were in the middle of recording, so I can't speak. I start seeing my dad walk towards the golf cart. Well, I had forgotten that I laid the microphone on the golf cart. Well, he proceeds to walk to the golf cart, and Haley and I are trying not to look at him because we're in the camera because we're recording, right? Next thing I know, bam, on the floor, my microphone goes. And I wanted to go, oh, in the middle of the recording, but I can't do that because we're in the process of recording. So I'm trying to keep it together and I'm trying to watch my dad. What is he doing? What is he doing? So he begins to pick up the microphone after it just explodes on the ground and he begins to put it over to the side. Then, in the middle of our recording, he gets on the golf cart, okay? And when you put the golf cart in reverse, it goes beep, beep, beep. He gets on the golf cart, puts it in reverse, the beep, beep, beep. He's backing up in the middle of us recording to leave to go see the chickens. And I'm like, and Haley's like, we're both trying to pretend like nothing's going on, right? Because we're in the middle of recording. And my dad does not know we're recording, obviously. Okay. So anyway, so he pulls out and I'm like, y'all are going to have to edit this out. I'm so sorry. So sorry. This is the things that I deal with. So after the recording, I'm like, my microphone, my $300 microphone, and I'm in a panic. So I run over there to look at the microphone. And of course, it looks okay. But then I notice that the speaker that go in the wire that goes to the microphone connection is missing. And I'm like, I just want to lay in the floor and cry. Okay. Because I'm like, where is the microphone? I don't want to make a big deal of it because number one, Haley and her boyfriend are at my house. I didn't want to embarrass my dad because he didn't know, he didn't know. And I just kind of keep it to myself. And after Haley and them leave, I'm walking around looking for the microphone and I can't find it. Oh my gosh. Is this $300 out the door? So then my dad comes back with the golf cart and I said, hey, have you seen the speaker that goes with the microphone? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I said, there's a little speaker that goes right here that connects with a long cord that was here with the microphone stuff. Did you see it when you dropped everything? And he said, no. I said, do you mind walking to the golf cart where you parked it? Do you mind going to look to see if it's in the seat? I go inside and I'm like, Siri, give me 10 minutes. And she gives me 10 minutes and I'm like, breathe, inhale, exhale. He can't help it. You've got to keep it together, Judy. He did not do this on purpose. Like, calm down because my adrenaline is flowing because I'm thinking that $300 just went down the toilet. I'm like, okay, keep it together, Judy. And he comes back, and Shane had taken a water. You know how you take a water bottle after you've drank it and you crush it down and put the top on it? You know what I'm talking about? So it doesn't take up space in the trash can. Well, my dad comes and brings me a water bottle crushed up. He goes, "Here it is." And I'm like, "This is my microphone? Like, what the heck? What the heck?" And I was trying not to, like, because, he doesn't know. You know what I mean? And I said, "Do you know what that is?" And he said, "Your microphone." I said, "This is a water bottle. This is not my microphone." And he takes it, and he's going, because he doesn't understand, because the water bottle is smushed with the cap on it. So it doesn't look like a water bottle. So he's taking it and he's just looking, and he was like, "This is a water bottle?" And I said, "Yes. Shane has smushed it and put the cap on it. It's the water bottle." "Oh, I thought it was your microphone." I'm like, "No, it's not my microphone." And I'm like, "Siri, I need add another 10 minutes to this, okay?" And I'm like, "I've lost $300. Just like, so I decided to get on the golf cart because I know his trail. Like, he goes this, like, when he gets on the golf cart, he goes to the same places. And I'm like, surely I can find this microphone and speakers somewhere. So I go to the golf cart and I look in the seat and I look everywhere. And then I looked under the golf cart, and he had been dragging my microphone all over my property. It was attached to the bottom of the golf cart. He's been dragging it around. My $300 microphone, he's been dragging it all over the property. And I was like, "Siri, add another 20 minutes. I cannot handle this at this moment." So I was like, I tried not to make a big deal of it because I didn't want to hurt my dad's feelings. It's not his fault, right? I'm the one that left it on the golf cart. I should have not done it, but I was in a hurry. I need a protein. I shouldn't have left it on the golf cart, but I was like, this is my fault. It's not his fault. I'm the one that did it. He didn't know. He didn't know. So I just came in my bedroom. This required me to be in my bedroom alone and shut the door. And I just sat here and I was like, get it together. Get it, Judy, get it together. And I was just like, okay, let me just process this all through my mind. And I was like, I'm so mad. And I was like, what am I feeling? I tell you guys, like, when you're going through stuff like this, you have to stop yourself in the middle of tracks and go, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I am feeling so mad right now that I could just chew nails. I was like, okay, you got 5 minutes to feel mad. And I allowed myself to just be mad because $300 is a lot of money to me. I don't know about you, but $300 investment is a lot of money to me. And you have to remember that I record 3 times. I record 3 times a week. Okay. Well, the last time when I ordered this microphone, it took me a while to get it. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my videos are going to be screwed up. People are going to be screaming at me that they can't hear me on videos. And I was just like, okay, I'm through with being mad. Siri gave me my time's up. So my time is up and I'm mad. My madness is over. So now how am I feeling? And I'm like, I'm going to have to go out there and pretend like nothing's wrong. Because if I go out there mad at him for doing that, he's going to feel like crap. So I have to go out there and pretend like it's no big deal. And I'm going to have to suck it up and spend another $300 to order this microphone. And I'm just going to have to let it go. Have you ever been in my shoes? Have you ever been in my shoes? And I was like, This is part of it. Like, this is part. And sometimes I mean, like when I was in the 10 minutes of madness, like when I was allowing myself to be mad, I was like, how in the heck do you not see a microphone sitting in the driver's seat of I'm like going through all that and allowing myself to be mad. But then I had to allow myself to be gentle towards him because he struggles, okay, with issues. And like if I go out there and I'm just stomping, tearing him, like, can you imagine if I went out there and said, Joker, how do you not see the microphone on the golf cart? How in the heck do you not physically see us recording with a camera with a tripod? Like, how do you not see that? But he didn't. He didn't know what we were doing. I guess I should have said, hey, we're fixing to sit over here and record. But see, to him, he's been left behind with technology. And I need you to listen to me for just a minute, okay? Do not get left behind with technology. Okay? Because if you do, you're going to end up like that and you're going to end up depending on other people. Like, for example, when COVID hit and you couldn't walk into stores and you needed things, all you could do was order online. Okay? So if you get left behind in technology, what if we have another crisis and you can't order? And a lot of places, don't now it's like getting to where you don't write checks. Everything is done electronically. You need to go get an iPhone or a smartphone. If you're up of age and you're still using a flip phone, you need to go learn how to use an iPhone. You need to go learn how to use an iPad. You need to learn to go get an email. If you don't have an email, you need to get your kids to get you an email. Learn how to email, because these are things that are natural now. Writing checks, all that stuff is starting to go away. So you need to get okay with technology and the way it is to now. And I've talked about this before. There are 2 fast food restaurants already in my area that you do not pull up at the drive-through and go, the lady goes, at the speaker, the lady goes, welcome to Jack's. Can I take your order, please? Yes, I would like a number 1 with cheese, hold the mayonnaise, and a fry. And you drive up. Okay. The 2 places here in Coleman, you take your phone and you order through an app and you pull up and get it. There's no speaker that you say, I would like a number 1. Technology is going forward and you cannot be left behind, because if you're left behind, you're going to be in trouble. Okay. So anyway, that's what happened this weekend. And I tried to handle it the best way that Aunt Judy knows how to handle it. But inside, I was bowling. I was so mad and I was so frustrated. And I was thinking in my head, do you know how hard I work for $300? Like, do you know how many people have to come here for me to get $300? For me to make an investment back into my YouTube videos? Like, it is an investment. Okay, so this is another technology that you need to do. This is an Apple Watch, okay? Even if you don't have an Apple Watch, I don't know that, that sand thing that you turn upside down. You know what I'm talking about? And it like spills out for a minute or whatever, and the sand goes to one side, and then when you flip it and the sand okay. If you don't have an Apple Watch or you can't afford an Apple Watch, I know I have seen those little sand things. I forgot what it's called. In Siri's telling me it's time to get over being mad. Okay, thank you. Siri. I get Alexa and Siri mixed up. I know that TJ Maxx has those timer things. You need to go get you a timer, because you don't need to let a $300 microphone ruin your entire day or your entire weekend or your relationship with your loved one. It doesn't need to go to that extent, okay? Uh, go get your timer, go to TJ Maxx, get your timer and say, okay, turn it over and go. When that stands out, I'm over this. I am literally over this, but we're going to have this much time to be mad because you don't want to let things ruin your day. And it was ruining my day. Like, I could have totally let that could have ruined my entire week. Every time I go to do a video and the microphone's gone, I'm like, oh my God. God, I'm so mad. Okay, Judy, get over it. So anyway, that happened. All right, moving on to the next thing. All right. Yesterday, if you did not see I did a surprise live yesterday on Facebook. I'm sorry that I didn't go both places live, but it was a surprise and it's an ordeal to sign on I'm going to get better at this. Just bear with me. I'm sorry I didn't go live on YouTube, but I went live on Facebook because I got home yesterday and the postman has all these boxes like this. And he was like, all these are for you. And I'm like, what the crap did I order? Oh my God, Shane's going to kill me. I was thinking, I was thinking it was Temu because I'm terrible. I may have to delete that app because I am terrible about ordering from there. But anyway, the postman comes up with all these presents, and I was like, what is all this? And so then I kept looking. I was like, I recognize her name. I recognize her name. And I realized it was you guys that sent me gifts. And I was like, it's not my birthday. It's not Christmas. Like, what is this? So I went live to say thank you for all the gifts that I got. And I talked about someone I said to in my live, I said, I want, as y'all send me gifts, because I'm getting gifts every day and it's so generous. And so I said, I struggle at Christmas. And I said, do y'all care as y'all send me these gifts? Can I open them up Christmas morning? And so I know people were like, what is she talking about? And I had 2 or 3 people message me and says, why do you want to wait till Christmas morning? And I was like, if you want me to open them immediately, I will. But I would like to save them for Christmas morning. And so 2 people messaged me and said, what's going on with Christmas? Like, why are you doing that? So I thought, okay, they have not been watching my lives very often. Because I talked about Christmas before. So they asked me to explain what I'm talking about. Why am I wanting to wait to Christmas to open the gifts that y'all are giving me? So I'm going to tell you a short version. I'll try to, what time is it? Okay, we got 30 minutes. I'm going to try to tell you this story within reason, but I hope that some of you can relate to me that struggle at Christmas, because Christmas, is, to me, is about Jesus' birth. And, a lot of times you see, the reason for the season, like, remember the reason for the season. It's not about giving. And like, why do we give? And, we give because the wise men they brought presents to when Jesus was born. And so that's where the giving comes from. And, to me, Christmas means family, like families getting together and, stuff like that. Okay. So this is why I struggle at Christmas. And if you've heard the story before, please be patient, because my page is growing and a lot of people are getting on here and they don't know like a lot of the backstories. So And maybe you'll learn something new that I haven't said before. So just bear with me if you've heard the story before. Be kind to the new people. Okay. When I was a little girl, my parents were divorced. And if you've been in a divorced family, you know Christmas is kind of crazy because you have to spend half your Christmas at your mom's and their family, and then half, like, you're thrown all around when you're in a divorced family, because then you got to go to your dad's, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. So in the mornings, my mother was divorced, and so every year my mom didn't want to celebrate Christmas by herself. So Christmas Eve, we would travel to my grandparents' house, and we as kids got Christmas from Santa Claus at my grandparents' house. And, that was just a family tradition that what we did. And my mother, God love her, she would go all out for Christmas. Like, it was like, I think that my mother gave out of love, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it was she gave out of guilt, like guilt that her marriage didn't work. She felt like a failure. Like, she wanted our Christmases, because my dad wasn't there, she wanted it to be special. So, like, y'all, you can't even imagine what our Christmas was like. Like, my mother, like, my brothers would get motorcycles. I would get fur coats. Like, it wasn't like we would get 2 toys. Like, no, the whole flipping living room would have presents everywhere. Like, it was just like crazy. I mean, we got so many gifts. It was unbelievable. But we didn't know any better. We just thought that's how we were young. We didn't know. And I can remember my cousins that lived close by, they would come over, and it was almost like they would come in the living room, and they'd be like, "Guys, Santa Claus brought all these gifts, though he brought me 2 gifts." Like, because my mother would just go overboard. And my favorite thing about my mother's gifts was my stocking. My mother, I'm a girly girl, right? I like to be a girly girl. I like frills and lace, okay? And my mother would, I'm not doing good putting on this makeup and talking. I'm like taking forever. But my mother would put girly girl stuff in my stockings, and our stockings would be, there was no candy in there. No, no. It was stuff. I mean, it was like, I mean, at the bottom of my stocking, I would have some nice piece of jewelry. Like, I would have a ring or necklace, but it was like nail polish and makeup and earrings and girly stuff, like scented lotions and bubble bath. And like, I had like girly stuff in my stocking. And my brothers would run straight to their gifts, and I would run straight to my stocking. My stocking was my favorite thing. And when my mother got sick, and I hope I don't cry. When my mother got sick, and all Christmas came to a halt, because every year Christmas was so special, because that was the time we all were happy and we're all around each other. My grandmother cooked a nice meal. We all were so loving and giving. Nobody was mad at each other. Like, it was just fun. And when my mother got sick, all that came to a dead stop. And so when Christmas came, we were all like, because I was in high school when my mother got sick. And me and my brothers were like, "What are we supposed to do for Christmas?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." And to make a long story short, Christmas have never been the same since my mother got sick. And it's almost as if to this day, like when my mom got sick, we had to learn a new way of doing Christmas. And so we kind of started doing that. And then like my grandmother passed away. And then it was like, oh, now what do we do? It's like, it's like, it was just, and then my dad passed away. And so like everything has just like, instead of going to mom and dad's, we had nowhere to go. And so it was like, what are we supposed to do? Have you ever felt like that? Like when your parents passed away and Christmas has never been the same. And it's almost as if it's almost sad. So like my youngest brother has been sick for the past 6 years. So I have 2 brothers and I have 2 stepbrothers. Well, when my dad passed away, it kind of stopped with my dad's side of the family. So my mom's side stopped, my dad's side stopped. So it's just basically me and my oldest brother because my youngest brother's not well. And me and my oldest brother are like, what are we supposed to do now? Like our Meemaw's gone, our grandfather's gone, my aunt's gone, my mom's gone, my dad's gone. It's just me and my brother, and we don't know what to do. And it's terrible. It is terrible. And so during the holidays, I get really, really depressed and sad. And it's a situational depression. It's not something that lasts. It's just like, I just feel lost. I just feel like, I don't have a family. It feels just, do you feel like that? Do some of you feel like maybe you fight with your brothers and sisters or your mom or dad's passed away and like you sit alone? And it's awful. It is absolutely awful. Hang on. So, another thing is I talked about, I was married for 15 years before Shane, and my husband my dad's fixing to leave, so I can hear him. So he may walk in here. So hang on just a minute. No, he's not. He'll be in here in a minute. So anyway, my husband at the time, not Shane, my ex-husband, had serious OCD. Like seriously, like it's like I don't just say that lightly. He had OCD. Like we're combing the carpet in the middle of the night, like bad. Well, part of his OCD was dealing with money. We were broke. We can't spend no money. We're broke. Like it was just really, really bad. And I allowed him to not let me give Christmas to my kids because I did everything that he said out of respect for my husband. He said, we don't have the money, therefore I can't do it. So we would give my kids $50 in cash for their Christmas. Well, what I would do is like where I told you how my Christmas was growing up, I couldn't provide my kids that same Christmas and I felt sad. So what I would do is I would allow my kids to go to their dad's house every Christmas morning. So I am 52 years old and I have never woke up with my kids at my house for Christmas ever when they were kids. Never. And my kids are grown now. But I have a lot of regrets because I gave my kids $50. That's what basically they got. Sometimes we might give them we might give them a $50 pair of shoes or something like that. But like they never opened up Santa Claus with me ever. So I missed all that. And I have a lot of regrets because I don't know if you are in a situation where you're kind of a robot to your spouse and out of respect, you like your husband says, we're not giving that for Christmas. And you want to do, you don't want to cause an argument. So, like, basically, I've never had my kids open up Santa Claus with me, and it's made me really sad. So during Christmas, I get really sad because I start reflecting on, God, I missed out on my kids opening up Christmas presents because I was stupid and here goes my dad. Bye.
Bye.
You don't have your teeth in.
No, I gotta get up.
You need to put your teeth in.
I forgot them.
Yeah, don't forget them. You won't be able to eat if you don't have your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
What are your plans? Are you just...
I'm going
to Warrior?
Yeah.
I mean, are you coming back here or are you going home?
I'm going home.
Okay.
Well,
your procedure's in 2 weeks, and when your doctor calls me, I'll let you know what he says.
And it'll probably be, I don't know when I get home, and I'll text you.
Well, okay. Well, you probably need to be back here by Monday, because you got to take your antibiotic before your procedure. Not next week, but the next week. But you got to take your antibiotic before your procedure and all that stuff. Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Be careful. Text me when you get home.
You too. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
He's talking to the dogs.
I don't know why, man.
Oh my God.
He's not coming out easy. She moving. Love you.
Don't forget your teeth.
I'm not. Love you.
Love you too. Sorry. That's another story. So anyway, that's my stepdad. That's not my real dad's passed away. So anyway, Christmas is really hard for me because I find myself reflecting on, I shouldn't have let him dictate everything I did. I should have had my kids home at Christmas. And then I reflect on the sadness of not having a family. And I miss my mom and I miss my dad. And I allow myself to get all sideways at Christmas. So on my live yesterday, I said, do y'all mind me saving my gifts until Christmas? And so someone suggested that I should put my Christmas tree up like now and put the presents under the tree. Another thing about Christmas is my husband, Shane, is a huge hunter. Okay. Shane works 7 days a week, basically, like year round, just about.
Got my fish.
Huh?
Got my fish.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you too. Shane is a big hunter. And so the only time that he has really a chance to take off work and is during he takes off work during hunting season. The best day to hunt, and this has been a family tradition of Shane's. Shane and his dad leave Christmas and they go hunt together. This is something they have been doing since Shane was 6 years old. Shane's dad is elderly now. So Shane cherishes this time with his dad to go hunt during Christmas. It's just something they've always done. It's just like an understood thing. And so the last thing I want to do is me sit here and cry and go, but I need you. I'm sad. Like, no, I want him to go spend time with his father. I'm a big girl. I'll be fine. But last year during Shane was here last year, I think. Year before last, I was sitting at home alone on Christmas Day. Oh, listen, y'all. I was totally feeling sorry for myself. Oh my gosh. And I got myself up and I decided to, I Googled waterfalls in Alabama. And I went around to the most gorgeous waterfalls. And there was this waterfall that I didn't even know that existed here in Coleman. And I went to the waterfall and I just had quiet time with me and God. And I began to be grateful for all the things that were happening to me. And so this was 2 years ago. And so that's what I did Christmas morning. I had no one here. I was by myself. I was feeling sorry for myself. So I said, "Get up, Judy. Get up. Get up." And I went to the waterfalls. Last year, Shane was here and then he left at noon. I woke up with him here Christmas morning, but a lot of times it's just me. And so I get sideways. So I asked if you cared if I keep the presents, because I'm getting presents every day from you guys. You're spoiling me rotten. So I said, instead of me open the gifts live and all this stuff, can I please keep my gifts until Christmas? Because I thought, I'm so sorry. I thought, instead of me opening the presents now, I can leave them for Christmas. And it'll feel like my mom's here. Because you guys keep spoiling me every day. And I'm like, gosh, y'all, I got like 8 gifts yesterday in the mail. And I'm like, can I just save them? Would y'all get your feelings hurt if I don't open them until December 25th? And so everyone was saying that was fine. And they were wanting to know my Christmas story and why I would want to wait till Christmas to open my gifts. So that is why. Because Christmas is hard for me. And I know some of you guys that I'm not putting on mascara, y'all. It's over. So I don't know if you suffer during the holidays, but I'm going to tell you something, okay? Your feelings are valid, all right? Feelings are valid, how you feel. Acknowledge them. Don't try to store them away because they'll build up. Acknowledge how you feel. Like, I'm hurting because of this. And sometimes you're like, I'm hurting and I have no idea why. That's the moment you need to get quiet in a spot to figure out what's going on with you, because you need to know yourself. You need to know what is triggering you. What happened that triggered you to make you feel the way you feel? Once you really get to know yourself, then you're able to deal with situations a lot easier. Like, I can say, okay, Christmas is coming up in a couple of months. How am I going to take care of myself so that I don't get in total left field? So the past 5-6 years, I have chose one person to give Christmas to, because my kids are older now. So, like, I can't give them Santa Claus, right? Because they're 26 years old. So I choose one person, and I said, okay, they're getting Christmas from me. So I chose this one little girl. She was 15 years old, and her mom let me take her shopping. So this little girl, she has a disability. And I get her in the car, and she's less fortunate. And so I said, today, because she had no idea what we were doing. Okay. And I know her, but I don't know her that well. So I got her in the car and I said, we're going to go on a shopping spree. Tell me what store you want to shop at. If I was 15 years old or 16, I think she's 16. She may be 17. I think she is. And if someone sat in the car with me at 17 years old, let's just say, and said, Judy, we're going on a shopping spree. Where do you want to go? I would be like, I want to go to Buckle and buy some jeans. I want to go here. Do you know what she wanted to do? This girl wanted to go to Five Below. She didn't want to go. I said, you don't want some new clothes for school? You don't want some new shoes? She's like, no, I want to go to Five Below. And I thought in my head, that's how humble this little girl was raised. She's so humble that she wants to go to Five Below. So I said, Five Below it is. So we went to Five Below, and I said, you got $100 to spend in Five Below. And she would go, okay. And she was in Five Below and she was picking stuff. And, everything's like $5 in Five Below, right? Okay. So she had a whole bag of stuff and she was so happy, because she got to spend $100 in Five Below. And so then afterwards, I took her, I said, have you ever ate sushi? And she said, no. I said, do you want to try sushi? And she said, yes. So I took her to Rock and Roll Sushi. And then afterwards, I said, have you ever been to Starbucks? And she said, no. I said, do you want to go get a Frappuccino from Starbucks? And she had no idea what that was. I said, oh, girl, you're fixing to get a Frappuccino. So I took her to have sushi for the first time, and I took her to Starbucks to have a Frappuccino, and she was hooked. And so I have learned that's how I take care of myself during Christmas is I go give back. And it gives me great joy. That void that I had in my life of not being able to give my kids Santa Claus, that void has been filled by me giving back to someone that's still in that era that gets Santa Claus and all that stuff. So it's a way for me to give back. And it has brought me so much joy and it gets me through the holidays. So when I tell you that you should, if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I tell you, I'm sorry I'm burping my protein on a live video, which is not good. So when I tell you that you have two choices, you can sit it out or dance. During the Christmas holidays, you can get yourself sideways like I do in the beginning. You can get yourself sideways or you can dance. And you got to, if you're sitting at home alone on Christmas, you need to plan right now what you're going to do. Are you going to are you going to go look at waterfalls? Waterfalls are open, okay? It's open to the public. It's not a park per se. It's just a waterfall in the wilderness or whatever. Are you going to go on a hike? What are you going to do to take care of yourself? I don't know what that picture looks like. It looks different for every single person to take care of yourself because we all have different needs. We have different needs. And I think that you have to know yourself so well to know what your needs are at Christmas. But I have found personally by me giving back and whatever you're suffering with. So I'm stuck on my kids have never opened up Santa Claus for me. My kids have never had Santa. That is terrible. Okay. I'm stuck on that. I have guilt over that because I allowed someone to control me. Okay. I have guilt. So I can't fix that. Right. So if I allow myself at Christmas to get so sideways because I never got to experience that as a mom, I never got to experience my kids opening Christmas with me. Okay, if I get stuck on that, I'm going to be sideways. But I have the opportunity to do it now. No, it's not with my kids, but I have the opportunity to take someone else's kids that will never open up Christmas because their parents can't afford it. I'm able to give back in that way. So you see how I can take my sadness and give my sadness, and I can give someone else what I'm missing. I can give it to someone else that's less fortunate than me. And where I said, we're going on a shopping spree, you see how this little humble little girl, she didn't say, I want to go to Buckle and get a $120 pair of jeans. She said, I want to go to Five Below. And immediately she taught me a lesson. You see how where I was giving back, she began to give back and teach me it's not all about money. And so where I thought this little girl would choose, 100, my foot's asleep, where I thought this little girl would choose a designer pair of jeans, she's so humble that she wanted Five Below. And it began to teach me a lesson that it's not the big things, it's the little things. You see what I'm saying? It's the little thought that you put in it. And then I said this to her at the end of when I was about to take the little girl home. I said, I am going to give you two choices. I said, you can go, I'm going to give you a gift certificate that you can use on yourself, or I'm going to give you a gift certificate for you to buy your mom and grandma something. Okay. The 17-year-old girl had the choices. I gave her two choices. You can spend it on yourself, or you can spend it on your mom and your grandmother for you to get them something. And do you know what she chose? She chose to give her grandmother, and this is what she chose to do. She wanted to take her mother and her grandmother to the movies for Christmas. So she took the gift certificate that she could have spent on herself. She took the gift certificate and spent it on her mother and grandmother and took them to the movies and had enough money to get popcorn and a drink. Okay. What lesson did I learn? Wow. Wow. What kid does that? You know what I'm saying? So you see how when you bless someone and you begin to dance and don't sit it out and you bless someone, how wonderful it turns and how many lessons that you learn in the process. Because where the void of me missing my kids at Christmas and getting myself sideways, that void begins to get filled when I'm able to give back. And I see the blessings of the little girl and how she chooses to bless her mother and grandmother versus herself. And it's a beautiful story that you can hang on with. And suddenly, your Christmas is filled with joy because you forget when you catch yourself living in the past, it keeps you from moving forward in the future. And by living in the past, it means that you're sitting it out and you're not growing. So when you're sitting it out and you're not dancing, you're depressed. But when you get the choice to sit it out or dance and you begin to dance and bless someone else, is the moment that you realize that life is so much more than living in the past, because we can't fit. And you know what's so funny is where I sit and worry and get myself sideways about Christmas, my kids think nothing of it. Like if my kids listen to this video right now, they were like, what is she talking about? They probably didn't even realize that I did that. They just know that they go to their dads for Christmas every year. That's all they knew. They get Santa Claus from Christmas from their dads. They don't hold it against me for not having Christmas with them. They think nothing of it. It's me. It's not them. They don't go, oh, my mother never did Christmas for me. Oh my gosh, I feel so sad because my mom never did Christmas for me. They think nothing of it. They're like, Mom, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why do you even think like that? Like, it's me. It's not them. It's me. So it's 8:00. The holidays are coming up. Do you need to put your Christmas tree up now? Okay. Like, what do you need to do to take care of yourself? And again, I want you to know that it's not all about money. Money has really nothing to do with it. Sometimes just getting a kid and going to play tic-tac-toe with them means the world to them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes going into a nursing home and sit and watching a movie with someone that has no company, or sometimes it's just going and baking cookies and taking it to someone, your neighbor or whatever. Like it's the little things. You don't have to go buy and buckle $120 pair of designer jeans. That's what she taught me. It's the little things. It's the Five Below. She wanted to go to Five Below. And I began to go, oh, like I thought she'd want the $120 pair of jeans. No, she taught me that it's not about money. It's about giving back. It's about dancing. So I hope that you gained something from today's video. Drink your protein up. You know, I haven't been able to read your comments, but you know that I'm going to go back and read them. I'm using my glasses are blurry. Oh Lord. Yeah, Christy, me too. Christy Amos, you need to take care of yourself. And the next video, I want you to tell me how you're going to take care of yourself. Because if you sit it out, you're going to be sad. Okay? Just to let you know. Just to let you know. Brenda, I love you. Thank you. Holidays are bad for a lot of people. Rhonda, thank you. Oh, Rhonda, I read your story about your daughter had to wait a week. You know what, Rhonda? She'll never remember that. I promise you. It's going to bug you, and you're going to feel like a loser because you didn't have money Christmas Day, and you're going to beat yourself up over it, and you're going to remember that story for the rest of your life, but your daughters probably won't. Just to let you know, because my kids don't think anything. Thank you, Becky and Diane. DD0710, thank you. 60 years, Carol. My mom's been gone, I think, 14. Oh, Joanne, that's so cute. Reads your color books. Do you remember those little storybooks that were lifesavers? I used to get, she did put those in my stocking. You know, it was like a storybook and it had all different flavors of lifesavers. You know what I'm talking about? Mom always gave us those for Christmas. Morning Wood Farms. I do have backup dancers. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I've never felt so loved in my life until I started getting a following, and y'all are so good to me. Guy, I'm a big old crybaby this morning. Y'all are so good to me. Like, it's just and I want you to know how grateful I am because you guys just are so good to me. So thank you so much. My eyes are blurry now. Yeah, Retha. Listen, visiting waterfalls, what it did for me is it made me like when I saw the waterfall here in Coleman that I didn't even know exists, and it's right down the street from me, and it's the most gorgeous. I'll go to it and take a picture of it, but it's the most gorgeous waterfall, and it brought me to remembering like the reason for Christmas. It's not about gifts, but it's about giving. It's not about receiving. And I would look at the waterfall and it would bring me to the point where I was just like, you know, how can people say there's no God? Look at this waterfall that was not man-made. It is the most gorgeous waterfall in the world. And then I would notice and I would try to get myself in the moment. And I began to see the birds that would come and dip and get water. And I just would look all around and try to get myself to be in the moment and not think about the past of Christmas and how terrible it was, but to get in the moment. And when you can learn to get yourself in the moment, It's a wonderful place to be in. Oh, Claire, I've never been to the UK. Oh, Homestead in the Woods with D. That's wonderful that you volunteer at that. That is a wonderful thing too. That's the one way you can give back is go to a homeless shelter and provide, serve. That is a wonderful thing to give back with. And see, that doesn't cost you any money but gas to get there, and you can give back. Um, you went to the movies on Christmas? Fun. I haven't been to the movies in so long. Mother's Day's the worst for you. Well, Meg's little house in the country, when a couple months before Mother's Day, you have got to prepare yourself. And I told y'all that Shane is not the romantic type. He is not bringing home chocolates and flowers. He is not doing that. Okay. So, during my birthday, I do something for myself that I wouldn't normally do. Like, I've never owned a designer purse in my life. Okay. Never. I'm the $15 purse from Walmart. I'm not, well, I think it was this past birthday or the birthday before that, I went and bought myself a designer purse. And of course, I'll probably carry it to the day I die, but I did that for my birthday. So I try to take care of myself during my birthday months because I will get all holidays I get sideways. I so will feel sorry for myself. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a person that's lost your parents or a loved one, even if uncle, aunt, brother, sister, friend, and holidays are hard. The holidays are so hard. And holidays are really hard. Like Valentine's Day is so hard for me because when you get on Facebook, everybody brags about everything that their spouse has done for them for Valentine's Day. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like you find yourself going, well, it must be nice. It must be nice. You know what I'm saying? So instead of concentrating on what you're going to get for Valentine's Day, concentrate on what you're going to give for Valentine's Day and give expecting nothing in return. And if you have expectations, I'm going to give him this nice gift, and he's going to get me a nice gift, you're in trouble if your husband is not that romantic kind of guy. But if you learn to give, and it may not be to your spouse, it may be to your best friend, give and don't expect anything in return. Give with a loving heart. Kim Bracey, it was very hard not having my kids for Christmas. All R&F Firestone chickens, you give to your grandkids. My grandson, Shane and I are a blended family, and my grandson is from his daughter. They live a long way away, so it's not like I can just pop over. And this past year, I tried to do a new family tradition where I didn't give, because you find your 20-year-olds, they want money. Even teenagers, they don't want gifts. They're like, just give me money. Just give me money. And it's so boring. I'm like, I don't want to give money. I want to go shop. I want to give. But see, those are my needs. Kids nowadays are like, just give me money. And I'm like, that is so boring. So last year, I did not give money. I gave gifts. Okay, I've got to go. Today's Wednesday, and my group home that comes every single Wednesday is coming today. So I've got to go let chickens out and put on some mascara or either just forget it. Yesterday, I had a photo shoot for a couple of ads, and I got some pictures coming. I was really excited about that. It was hot as Hades outside, and I was trying to pretend like it was fall, and it was hot. I was in long sleeves, and I was dying. Anyway, okay, guys, today you have two choices, right? You know this. You can sit it out or you can dance. And today, on this Wednesday hump day, I hope you dance. Thanks for joining me this morning. I will see y'all Monday. Tomorrow, a new video comes out. And then Sunday, a new video comes out. And then I will go live next Monday and Wednesday at 7 a.m. I know it's early. So thank you to all the people that have joined me this morning, because you're obviously a morning person like me. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.